Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Melanie, your She Shed Scrapper. So today I am back with another one-page fall layout. I am using that same fall Hip Kit Club. I want to say it was October of 2021 maybe. And just decided, well, the last layout I did, I put an apple down thinking we were apple picking when in fact we were in sunflowers. And so I went back and I took that apple away. And so that's kind of why I decided to use this collection, this kit, because I knew there were some apples and these are actual apple picking photos. So I am going to line these two photos up side by side. Two of the photos are quite similar. One of them is us smiling, and then the other one is us making silly faces. So I decided to use a flip flap, and that kind of just allowed me to design, I guess, or keep to what I wanted to do for this layout by just having the two photos side by side. But I just enjoy the flip flap so much just because I can add more photos to the layout. So I am just using a small strip of this floral paper. I just wanted to bring in some of that navy. The plaid background is kind of a darker blue, and so I wanted to bring that in somewhere else as well. And so I'm going to add those kind of like it's another layer behind the photo. But I love the colors of that paper and didn't want to waste it. So that's why I just cut the strips there. That's the photo. You can see that I'm going to have the flip flap over top of that photo. But because I only have 3 photos, that means I have a whole 4x6 space available to create with. And so I went into the pocket cards from the kit and just decided to kind of use just 2 of them. I forgot I added this paper here. I'm going to overlap that autumn is my favorite time of year with another orange patterned pocket card, just again to add some more layers. And then I'm going just to put it on that beautiful navy paper there, and that's pretty much, I do add a little bit to it, but that's pretty much going to be the pocket card. I knew immediately what I wanted my title to be. When we go apple picking, we've been going to the same place, I think, for 3 years now. They always tell us the redder the better. And so I just figured that would be the perfect title for this layout. And so that is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to add it to the top left and bottom right of the photos, which actually kind of gave me a run for my money for embellishing the layout later on. I like the way that it looks, but then I kind of struggled embellishing the rest of the layout. So there's that apple on the top left there that I took off the other layout and just have saved for actual apple picking. So I decided, because the title is top left and bottom right, that I would embellish top right, bottom left, kind of opposite of the title. So I decided to add the apple to the bottom. There's some puffy leaves that I think are adorable, and so I'm gonna add that to the bottom left, but it still did not look like a big enough cluster, I guess, for me. So I found a chipboard phrase that said autumn vibes that I really liked, so I added that to the bottom, but I just felt like it didn't fill in that bottom space enough. So I will come back to that, but I am going to add some stickers to kind of my pocket card here. So a flower and some sprigs I will add to the bottom corner here, and just really like the way that that looks. Just a simple pocket card that I created, but I've really enjoyed kind of creating my own when I don't have, that extra photo, but want to use that flip flap. It's just been really fun. Sometimes I'll use it for journaling and kind of spruce up the journaling, or like this one here, use, some of those pocket cards or those cut apart phrase the phrase cut apart sheets, that kind of thing. And it's just a good way to use those up and kind of still be creative. So there was this circle piece of ephemera that I really liked, and so I cut it in half to use on the top right there, and had this great idea. I thought there was this piece of ephemera that says beautiful autumn, and I was like, oh, I love how that overlaps that circle. And then I realized that's not gonna work because it overlaps too much and it won't allow me to open up that flip flap. So it was a great idea and it just was not going to work. So I added that to the bottom there instead, and then decided to add the other half of that circle to the bottom left cluster, and I feel like that helped fill in that space so much more, and I really liked that. And I did move those leaves down too. Instead of being on that heavy pattern paper, I moved them down to fill in, and I feel like they're seen more on that plaid paper. It's not as busy. The kit came with clear stickers, which I struggle with sometimes, but realize, hey, I have kind of this open white space with those circles there. So I added an apple to the top and then some leaves to the bottom under that autumn vibes kind of tab. I still just did not like just the two clusters, and so I went into my pocket cards again and cut out a couple more circles. I had a 2.5 inch punch, I believe is what it is. So I used the patterns with the papers that are the pocket cards in the colors that match the layout, and cut out two circles, one of which is just a plain one. I kind of wanted some of the yellow around it, I thought, but then realized where it was going, it would have been yellow on yellow, kind of behind that big yellow paper strip down the middle. And then again, because that one is just white on the bottom right, I could use up a couple more clear stickers, which I loved. And then just added a simple kind of cluster at the top as well, using those puffy stickers, some leaves, some sprigs, and a flower. And then that is going to finish off, well, once I add another little leaf, finish off this layout. I will try to link Hip Kit Club down below for you guys. I'm not sure if this kit is still available because it is from last year, but I'm sure they have amazing fall kits out right now as well. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you next time. Bye, guys.